Hello, students, and welcome to an English lesson where we will understand the poem Leisure by William Henry Davies. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare, no time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows, no time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. A poor life this, if full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. The poet W.H. Davies asks questions in this poem Leisure. He asks what kind of life we are leading, so full of care, of stress, of worry. Because he knows this because we have no time to stand, to stare at the beauty of nature, to enjoy nature, maybe the sunset or sunrise. We have no time for all this. So he's asking the question what kind of a life this is if we have no time to stand and look at the beauty of nature. No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. Now, the animals like sheep and cows, how they stand in the meadows wherever they are eating. They are very slow, very calm, quiet animals. So the poet asks another question. Don't we have time to stand beneath the boughs or the branches and just stare and be calm and be very cool and happy like sheep or cows? Another question the poet asks. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. We have no time when we pass through the forest to stand there and watch where the squirrels are running, taking their nuts and hiding it in which place in the grass. We have no time for all these beautiful things in nature. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. So we don't only need to see stars at night, he says. We can see them in broad daylight when the sun is shining. If you look into the streams of water, you will find that the water sparkling, like as if to say there are stars in the water. But we have no time to watch this beauty, the nature's bountiful beauty that there is for us to see. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. So he says, we have no time to look at nature, the beauty. We have no time to even give a hurried look or a glance and watch nature, changing, the seasons changing, the peacock and other animals, and watch nature, how nature dances. Now, nature doesn't really dance, but he's just trying to, make us aware the changes in nature, how beautiful they can be, and we don't have time to even give it one glance. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. So again, the poet says, we have no time to wait for nature, you know, to uh, the smile of nature which begins from her eyes. We have no time to see that smile reaching her mouth. Okay, we can't wait to see how nature is improving the quality or enriching everything around us. Okay, like when we have the seasons or we have the sunset and the sunrise, we have no time to see the magnificent beauty of it, how slowly it takes place. We are in a hurry all the while, so we cannot even wait for nature's smile which begins at her eyes. We don't wait for it to reach her mouth. That's how tense, hurried and fast paced our life is. A poor life this, if full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. Now the poet begins with a question, but at the end of the poem, he says this is a very poor life. A life full of care, caring meaning not to care for someone, but full of stress, worry, anxiety, tension. So this kind of a life we are leading. Look at this picture where we are doing so many things at one time, but we don't have the time to stand and give a long look at nature and admire the beauty and everything that nature has to give us. In summary, Leisure, the poem by William Henry Davies, calls our attention to the importance of leisure, of free time in one's life. Today's hectic modern life has isolated or kept us away from nature. In this poem, the poet talks about the importance of being close to nature. Also gives us a few examples of what we can do to let the stress out of our lives. The appreciation of the poem. Name of the poem Leisure. The poet's name William Henry Davies. Rhyme scheme AABBCC. There are 7 couplets, so we have each stanza made up of 2 lines which are called couplets. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. So we have the entire poem made up of 7 couplets. Figures of speech are simile, metaphor, personification, interrogation. The central idea, the poet wants to tell us about the importance of leisure or free time in our lives. If we don't make time for fun activities, especially amongst nature, then we will have a lot of worries, stress, and problems in life. Speech in the poem. We have no time to stand and stare. Alliteration, the sound of st, stand and stare, is repeated and hence it is alliteration. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. So nature has given the human quality of dancing and having feet. Hence the figure of speech is personification. And stare as long as sheep or cows. So the staring of sheep and cows is compared, and hence the figure of speech is simile. Streams full of stars. So they're not saying that it looks like stars. Directly there is comparison between the stars and the stars we find in streams. So it is called the figure of speech called metaphor. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. Interrogation, because the poet is asking a question. Okay, and if you read through the poem, you will find there are so many questions, so many examples of the figure of speech interrogation within the poem. So, this is what we need to do with our really busy, crazy, serious lives. Have free time for ourselves, make the free time, and indulge in some hobby.